Have you been tempted by all the pretty TNs that are out there now? If so, I don't blame you and you've come to the right place. In this video, I have some fantastic tips on how to get started with a TN, ways to use it, what you can use it for, and I also am going to show you how I set up this pretty little baby. Hi there, it's Kara from the Hooting Pirate, and I have a treat for you today. We're talking all about Traveler's Notebooks. I love Traveler's Notebooks. They're so much fun. It might be because I'm left-handed and there's no rings to get in the way of my hand when I'm writing. I don't know. There's just something about Traveler's Notebooks that I love very, very much. So if you've been curious or tempted by Traveler's Notebooks, then you're in the right spot because that's what we're doing today. And speaking of being in the right spot, if you are interested in having a planner that not only keeps you organized, but it's pretty at the same time, makes you smile when you open it up, then click that subscribe button because that's what happens on this channel here. All right, so let's get started. Traveler's Notebooks are as diverse as the people who use them. There's different sizes, there's different materials that they're made from. So I'm going to go through a little bit of that. And also there's different options when it comes to pockets or different things that you can get inside. So let's start off with the different materials. The traditional Traveler's Notebook is leather. So I have a couple leather ones here. Then mostly on Etsy, but you can get ones that are made from fabric. So this is just Outlander tartan fabric that I had made by Magpie Soul. Then you can get faux leather. These are Carpe Diem. And the thing with these is that you can get them in lots of prints. And there's so many pretty ones from Carpe Diem. So you can check those out. But also there's a vinyl option. And I've got this really big Wonder Woman one, which I absolutely love. It's not a true TN, and I'll get to that in a minute why it isn't. Okay, so let's go into what a Traveler's Notebook is. So basically, the basic one, it's a square of leather or whatever you decide to get yours made in that has holes and elastics. So this one, there's a pocket there, but I added that. So it's a rectangle of leather. It has holes at the top. It's kind of hard to see because the strings are in them, but there's 3 holes at the top, 3 holes at the bottom, and then 1 here. In these holes, you have 4 elastics strung down, and these are helpful with the binding. This one puts this elastic through so that you can close it up. There's also these strings, I don't know if you saw them, that are used as bookmarks. So once you have your inserts in there, your notebooks in there, you can use these down the middle to mark a page. That's the basic version. You can get lots of pockets and other options. This is a Chick Sparrow. It has the same, it has 4 elastics. The 4th one is inside this book. There's lots of different configurations for pockets. This is one of the traditional ones where you have them going this way. Usually you'll get a long one in the back and then smaller ones in the front. And this one, I think it's called a secretarial in the back, and it's great for tucking things in. Pen loops are also pretty standard when it comes to choices. Now this one has a different lineup of pockets. So you have the big one here, but the pockets go this way. I prefer this, I think, because I can put more stuff in there to make it pretty. So this is the traditional Traveler's Notebook size. I actually prefer the A5. And what's great about this is I can have an A5 size page, but without the bulk of an A5 size planner. I can have an A-sized 5 book without the A5 size bulk of like a ring binder. So in this book, let me get open. The pages are exactly the same size, you can see, but the book is a lot smaller. It's less bulky because of the rings. I add a lot of junk in this so I can get it really big and fat, but it's less bulky, and this has softer covers, and this one is sort of like got a stiffer cover in it. Okay, so you do have some other options when it comes to elastics. This isn't a true Traveler's Notebook, but Wonder Woman is going to show you what options you can have. So if you'll notice, there are only 2 holes on the spine of this planner, and that's because if you look inside, there are no elastics running the length. So when I got this planner, I didn't get it as a Traveler's Notebook. I got it as a cover for this fabulous Wonder Woman planner from Paper House. So instead, there is 1 hole here, and that has a loop, and that loop is to put hang charms on, which I haven't done because I haven't really found one that I like. I haven't done this up as much as I want to, but I will. Okay, let's keep going. All right, let's get into the inserts. Okay, let's take this one because it isn't set up yet. I'm going to do that next now that it's fall. The Carpe Diem ones come with a blank insert, and what I mean by blank is the pages don't have any lines or anything, because you can have ones that actually have planner stuff inside, like this one has daily, this one is weekly, there's also a monthly, but then you can also get grid, dot, and line. So it could be anything you want it to be. each insert could be like a traditional section in your other planners. If you have a ring-bound planner with different sections, you could transfer those different sections into like one section per insert. Or you could have these sectioned out as well. You can have a project per insert. You could have inserts that are like, you could have your planner in one insert. Maybe one is for your sketches or your notes. Maybe one's a memory planner or a bullet journal. And you could have them all in the one book. And that's what that's one of my favorite parts about Traveler's Notebooks. Okay, let's talk about how the Traveler's Notebook works with the inserts. You have the elastics running down, and it's super simple. You just find the center of your notebook and you slide it in the elastic. So anything that you can put on these elastics, you can put in these books. And don't think that just because there's 4 elastics, you can only put 4 notebooks in here or 4 things in here. You can load this baby up. Like, let's see. Now it has 1, 2, 3, 4 inserts, and it's pretty big, but I could get this bigger. I can put tons of things in here and it not be too much strain on the elastic, and it will still look whole and it won't look like it's alligatoring too much. So let me show you how you can put in extra inserts. So what you do is there are elastics made for this specifically, but what I do is I just take a regular office rubber band and I'll put it down the middle of the insert, and then I'll take another insert, another one that I want to put in, and I'll put that one through the elastic as well. So then I have this sort of floppy weird book thing. Then I can put this into the Traveler's Notebook, and if you can see that the elastic from the Traveler's Notebook is holding on to the rubber band. And so they're in there, and they're in there pretty good. They're not going anywhere. And then you can put other things in. Another thing that I have in, is it in this one? No, it's in this one. You can have a pocket. So I made this pocket. See, it's just a little folder. And I'll link you up to the video where I made this. And I can just I don't have to put it in its own elastic. I could, but I could also run it behind and in front of these inserts so that I have a pocket here. I have a pocket here. Okay, and then I have my things in the middle, or I can have it in the middle here. I can put it wherever I want, because that's how versatile and amazing Traveler's Notebooks are. Can you tell I'm excited? I love them. I love them, and I really want you to love them too. One other thing that you can add, which I have in this one, I just made like a laminated cover. And what I did is I took a piece of scrapbook paper, it's actually the cover of one of my inserts, and I laminated it, and then I folded it in half. And you can see this in a video that I did just recently, and I will link that up right here. Now this one is a little bit big for this book, but again, I can just slip it in anywhere I want. It's a little bit big. And I have a laminated checklist or cover, or I can make pockets out of this. I can do whatever I want. And if you want to make your own inserts like I do for my regular planner, I also have a video for that. I have a lot of Traveler's Notebooks videos because I love my Traveler's Notebooks. Now I'm going to take you on a quick setup of this polka dotted planner. First, what I'll do is add the books, the inserts that I chose, and I've covered these all with scrapbook paper, and I'm getting them in an order where the papers look good together. Next up is the pockets. This is probably my favorite part, but I just love adding fun stuff to my pockets so that when I actually go and open my planner, which is multiple times a day, these pretty things that I've chosen to put in my pockets are there to greet me every time, and they do really make me smile. The pockets really do set the tone for the whole planner because you see them all the time. You see them with every insert, every page that you open, so you'll see a little bit on the side, and of course every time you open your planner to start, there they are. So make sure they're pretty, and they will always make you happy. Next up, I'm decorating the covers of each of the inserts. I'm adding Project Life cards, a few stickers, some washi, just things to brighten it up and make it a little more festive. Sometimes the outside, I will say what's on the inside, what the insert is actually about, but not always. I just want them to be pretty. Oftentimes I'll use tabs or something along the side of the pages because that actually makes it easier to find anyway when I'm opening my planner to the right page. If you want a more detailed look at how I set up this planner, I'm going to send you to a video now where you can see the whole thing. So if you are new to planning, keep watching. Make sure you subscribe because pretty soon I'm going to be doing decorating for beginners. That's coming up in the next few weeks. If you are really interested in Traveler's Notebooks, if this spiked an interest, then I will send you right now to watch the playlist I'm going to put right here. So go watch that next. And then, yeah, have some fun. Just dive in and enjoy because Traveler's Notebooks are amazing. Okay, so have a fantastic day and happy planning.